Hey guys, welcome to my new video, and in this video I will be giving you guys a new build that you have to try and use for Riven in Season 9. Now before going into the item build, Riot is going to release a new patch which will change some of the items in this video. I have checked all of the changes that will be coming to all of the items, and from what I can tell, this item build will even be buffed. So I've been spamming this item build 100 games in a row, and from what I can tell, my carry potential for every game that I play has increased so much. I started to win so many more games. I don't think people realize how broken this item build is. So the first thing you want to do is you want to copy the runes that I'm using right now. If you don't use the proper runes, the item build is not going to work. Let me explain to you guys why this is. When you are playing a game, you're going to be overcapping your cooldown reduction. And that is where this rune takes in place. Basically, this rune will give you the 10%, and every cooldown reduction that goes beyond 40% cooldown reduction will be converted to AD. Since our main priority is to get 90% cooldown reduction, you're going to get a lot of AD for free. So now that we are getting 10% cooldown reduction for free at level 10, we also want to be going into the base stats, and we want to take the one where you have cooldown reduction scaling. Now this means that when you are level 18, you will already have 20% cooldown reduction for free. Now for the last important rune, we also want to be taking Gathering Storm. Since we are taking cooldown reduction at level 10 as well as taking the cooldown scaling, we want to make sure that we have a better mid to late game, and by doing that, the best thing we can do is taking Gathering Storm so our AD will scale into the mid late game. Now for the full item build, you want to be going for Essence Reaver as the first item. This item is really good to rush because it has 20% cooldown reduction as well as a lot of AD to start off with, and you will have much better all-ins. This item is not really that expensive either. Now as for the second item, we want to get the Lucidity Boots. This is also great because the Lucidity Boots is one of the cheapest boots you can buy. Also, overcapping the cooldown reduction means more AD, so technically the boots are giving you AD. Now as for the next item, you want to be going for Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver is now great because you will be overcapping the cooldown reduction at this point. Also, Black Cleaver is going to help you playing against tanks, and in general this item will always be good in every single game that you play. Now as for the next item, you want to be going for Maul of the Marmortius, or you could go for Death Stance if they don't really have that much AP. Both of these items will also give another 10% cooldown reduction, so if you buy both of them, you will have an extra of 20% cooldown reduction, which will then be translated to AD. Now as for the last item, you want to be going for Guardian's Angel. Now obviously Guardian's Angel doesn't give cooldown reduction, but you need Guardian's Angel for team fights. The longer you can stand in a team fight, the better it is. Now for those people that want to see me buy the items into more specific, here's the build path in one of my games. Now you don't really necessarily need to start with a longsword in every single game. If there's a matchup that you are playing and you need to get that Doran Shield, you have to start Doran Shield first. Also, if you believe you need more health in the early game, you also can go for Doran Blade. But in general, if the matchup allows you to start with a longsword first, you have to start with it. Now as for you guys out there that do want to know the changes which are coming live very soon, let's begin with the first item, which is Essence Reaver. So this item has some minor changes but still basically does the same thing. So with the old Essence Reaver, you basically had to use your ultimate to be able to activate Essence Flare. Now you have to activate this item based on dealing 30% damage of another champion. Now this change is perfectly fine because yes, you could have problems trading and accidentally activating the Essence Flare, but outside of that, you could also have the option to go all in without actually using your ultimate. And you don't always buy Essence Reaver because of the Essence Flare, but you also buy Essence Reaver because it's not really that expensive and it does give you really good stats. But don't forget that when you are buying this item pure for stats, you have to run my rune page. Since your main priority goal is to stack up as much cooldown reduction as you can, this item is not only good for the Essence Flare but also for the stats. Now going over to the next item, which is Maul of the Marmortius, this item has some slight changes too. So this item is gonna have a massive buff right now. So the stats are being buffed and you now have the option to go for Stopwatch while building this item. Now as for someone who likes to build Guardian's Angel and wants to go for outplays with the Stopwatch, this is probably going to be one of my favorite items right now. In almost every single game that you are going to play, there will always be somebody playing AP. Since your main priority is to stack up the cooldown reduction and get as much AD as possible, it's definitely worth buying this item even if the enemy team only has 1 AP. The only times when you should not be building this item is when the enemy team doesn't have AP at all. Now, one item I really want to be talking about in this video is Last Whisper. So this item is going to get buffed within the next patch too. Now, the buff is not really that very big, but this item is definitely something that you could probably reconsider now. If you're going for the 90% cooldown reduction build, you can actually replace Guardian's Angel with the Last Whisper. If the enemy team is really that full of tanks, then you should definitely reconsider getting Last Whisper. Now, something else I want to be talking about is my Riven build guide. So about a little bit more than a month ago, I've created a Riven build guide for Season 9. And some people have been asking me if the video is still up to date as of today. From what I have seen with all of the changes coming, all of the Riven builds shown in that video is still very accurate to what you should be building as of today. Except one change I want to be talking about is the Hex Drinker. So before the change with the Hex Drinker, you could always get AD and magic resist as well as having the magic shield passive, but now with the change coming to the Hex Drinker, you no longer have magic resist when building this item. This change is going to be really bad for us because as for the Riven Mains, playing against champions like Lissandra, you always want to get the Hex Drinker as soon as possible. You can technically still rush Hex Drinker as soon as possible and still have the passive ready for whenever you get low, but it won't be really as good as it was before. This might change the matchups for Riven dramatically whenever you play against champions like Lissandra. Now, there's also a lot of other changes coming to the next patch. Things like Infinity Edge are going to be changed as well as the static shift, but Riven never really uses those items. Anyway guys, enough of talking about all of the item changes and item builds that you can use for Riven. Something else I want to be talking about is my Discord and my stream. So first I want to be talking about my stream. So I've been doing a test stream as well as doing a challenger unboxing. I had a lot of fun doing those live streams and I want to announce that I will soon be doing a weekly live stream. So for those out there which don't know about my live stream, don't forget to come to my live stream and follow so you can see when I go live. I will be doing Riven gameplay, just chatting. I could also check people their OPGG live on stream to see what they can do to improve if people like it. And there's also going to be many more things. So don't forget to follow on my Twitch channel. Now the next thing I want to be talking about is my Discord channel. So I believe there's a lot of people that still don't know that I have a Discord channel. So for those of you out there that want to be part of an amazing friendly community, you can join my Discord channel. Also for people out there that have questions or anything regarding Riven and League of Legends, you can come over and ask me or other people for help. Also, I've done giveaways in the past and I'll soon be doing more giveaways, so if you want to be part of the giveaways, I will be posting them in the announcements in my Discord. So if you aren't part of my community yet, you should join today. Anyway, I believe I covered everything in this video that you guys should know. Essence Reaver is an item that most of the people build right now on Riven, but most of the people don't actually know anything about stacking up the cooldown reduction to get more AD. A couple of days ago, I made a video about a full gameplay against the Jax, and a lot of people have been asking me why I am building so much cooldown reduction and why it's a waste. But those people don't realize what I'm trying to do with my build. So with this video, I'm trying to answer the people which had a question about my item build. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching my video, man. I will try to post a lot more videos as of today. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and like to my video. Also, if you have any kind of questions or you have suggestions for the next videos, make sure you ask them down in the comments right below, guys. Once again, don't forget to follow to my Twitch channel because I will be streaming weekly very soon. And also don't forget to join my Discord channel for if you want to be part of my community. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, man. Peace.